Hey, welcome everyone. This is the One Shot Podcast. I am your host for today, Shahzad Farooqui. I am here with Haron, who is the president of One Athletics, and I'm also here with Abdullah and Ali from Five Pillars. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
All
Alhamdulillah,
right.
alhamdulillah.
So yeah, I guess to start off, Abdullah Ali, I think it's your eighth year in CMBL, if I remember correctly. Um,
For me, it's only my third.
is it three?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys played in the
We
tournament.
won the first year we played. That was the first year we got in there.
Yeah, I'm mixing it with the tournament. Sorry, because you guys played in like tournaments back then, right?
Yeah, and I mean, some of our like us first probably played like around 8 seasons. Like a lot of our teams probably played like around that many seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, how do you guys like the league this year?
I enjoy it. I mean, we talk with the guys all the time. CMBL brings a different vibe, not just in terms of competition. I think it probably is the most competitive Muslim league, and then there's a chance to go to Dallas as well. But off the court, it brings a vibe. A lot of people bring their families. You get to see a lot of your Muslim brothers from all over the state, and even from Milwaukee now. So it's nice to just hang out, grab food after, and just catch up with the guys.
So,
Yeah,
And Abdullah, you travel from DC every weekend, right?
uh, almost every weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I've been
that's
doing a lot
commitment
of
right
it.
there.
yes. I know you have I know you have a few scheduled requests where you want to try to get some double headers in there, so you're not traveling a lot. But let me
Yeah,
tell you, Abdullah, you are getting beat this year. We do have somebody coming in from California, so I mean,
it's amazing. It's
it,
amazing.
it is. And Ali said it is competitive, right? And he did mention that there is something else at the end of the league. It's the winner of the league gets invited to MCL, obviously, right? It's something we've been doing for 3 years now, alhamdulillah. And we got a lot of Muslim leagues are participating in that, and CMBO has been a part of it for 3 years. Abdullah actually knows a few of the organizers from the East Coast as well. So, but it's again, I mean, Ali, you said it earlier, and CMBL is unique this year, right? It is a Muslim-only league, but it is very competitive, right? There are other leagues out there that are Muslim only or even open, but at the end of the day, we are trying to provide a different vibe. I mean, we try to keep it as I mean, we try to keep it as friendly and Muslim environment as possible, but it is a very competitive league. So I mean, there are some things being said, some actions being done, but at the end of the day, I think we all know that we're Muslim brothers. But also, I mean, we are trying to be unique in the sense that we provide you guys with custom jerseys. This year, we provided you guys with backpacks for each player, and it's awesome to see it when every week we come back in and everyone's bringing their backpacks, and you have hundreds and hundreds of the same backpacks, right? And even I'll be honest, man, I'll be walking or driving around Lombard area by IFS, and I see people wearing their One Athletic jerseys, wearing their backpacks. So it's actually real nice, and that's what we're trying to do, right? It's we're self branding, right? Where we don't really market ourselves out there. It's more of you guys marketing for us, right? And that's why we provide you guys with all this extra stuff because we want you guys to have some pride wearing that when you go out, whether it be an open gym, playing in different leagues, going out carrying your backpacks or whatnot. And Abdullah, I know you're part of a few leagues and tournaments as well. And I want to take this opportunity to kind of give you a plug for KOTC and also KXP, right? KXP, I think, is your umbrella organization. Just take a few minutes, talk about that, what you guys do, whether it be sports related or not sports related. Because I do know you guys have basketball, football, and then you also do a lot of stuff in terms of charity. So this is your time, man. Just shine. Show us what you got.
appreciate that a lot. So KXP Campaigns, which was the umbrella nonprofit, started in June 2020. It started out of COVID when us and a few friends kind of knew that there was a big need where people were losing their jobs. They were trying to figure out how to get just certain needs that they needed. And one of the things where we filled in was we could get like fresh groceries instead of like canned food or things of that sort. Just fill in with some, sometimes it's halal chicken, sometimes it's fruit, vegetables, things to cook with. And we would work with all these different organizations kind of in the area. They know their communities well. Just tell us the need. We'll come in and we'll contribute a little bit and just kind of work like that. And alhamdulillah, I mean, it's been 5 years. We do about 50,000 in donations every year, and we've actually increased the last few years. So it's been really nice to kind of keep that going.
Good.
And the sports kind of grew out of that. It's something that we all played in, honestly inspired a lot by the Muslim leagues and the Muslim tournaments that ran here. And we thought there was an opportunity to kind of use that as a way to raise awareness and raise funds about what we do. And so it's kind of taken a life of its own, some of the sports stuff, but it's been a blast to at least have like things that you love and you stay active in and like link it to the charity aspect. And inshallah, purify our intentions every time, so that what we're doing when you're playing, even in that league, it's a little way that you can contribute to helping your community out. So
So,
I appreciate
so
I
you guys
appreciate
do
that.
have a tournament coming up called King of the Court, correct? Are you guys still
Yes.
taking registration? Is it still open or?
Yeah, we have about 5 days left, so until
Okay,
Sunday,
okay,
and we'll take registration. You can the link to register is in our Instagram bio, or you can reach out directly if you have questions. And but we'll deposits are due on Sunday, June 1st, and so you gotta move quick. We're going to have room for 28 total teams, and we're at 33 that are signed up as of now.
nice.
And so it'll be a first come, kind of first serve thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hosting another one, inshallah.
All right, well, enough about you guys. Back to us now.
Absolutely.
Oh, speaking of that, because that's kind of how like One Athletics started, right, Haroon? We had started a tournament to kind of fund for the gym at MEC, right?
Yeah, I mean, our first event ever, I think, was in 2010. It was to help raise funds for MCC for their expansion, to help refinish their floors and install new backboards. And subhanallah, it just started again. It always starts with a few friends, right? I mean, no one wants to just donate; they want to get something in return. So we said, listen, instead of donating, pay a small fee to play in this league or tournament, and then slowly just started growing. We had teams from Ohio that started to come, Kansas City that started to come, and subhanallah, after a couple years, we're like, you know what, man, let's just see what we can do, and it's grown into what you guys see now. I mean, we got the leagues, we got the tournaments, we got the Rise Youth, and it's just growing. And I mean, it's so unique to kind of see how it's grown, whether it be players, families, friends, everyone just participating and talking about it, alhamdulillah. So it's I mean, it's similar to what you guys are doing with KXP, but obviously you guys are more of a charity, where we're more sports oriented. But at the end of the day, I think we're trying to provide, the same thing for everyone. So
Pave the way, man. OGs, mashallah.
We just help out when we can.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, Ali, how's your experience so far with CMBL? And I assume you participate in KLTC as well. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed my CMBL experience. I think I've been on like a different team every season. I've only played 3 seasons, so different team every season. This year, finally back with the Pillars. So, I mean, this year's been fun. It's been just playing with all my boys again, so I've really enjoyed it. And then, yeah, I have played in KOTC. KOTC is always fun. It's always fun also just watching the elite division, seeing like all the best hoopers in Chicago come to play. It's like a different level of basketball, different level of skill, and it's just fun to be there and watch. So, that's probably one of the tournaments I always look forward to playing in every summer. So.
nice. So, you guys are what, 4-3 right now, right? I think you're in the sixth seed. Um, are you guys, what's your expectations for this year? Are you guys planning to win it all? Go back to Dallas like you did
Uh,
2 years ago?
I mean, expectations always to win.
Yeah.
Anything less is a failure. But we also got to be realistic. We haven't played well this season. I mean, according to our expectations, like we expect a lot of ourselves, and I think we've respectfully beaten the teams we should have beat, and the teams that we should compete against, we've kind of folded, and we haven't been as good as we should be. So
Have you guys showed up with a full squad yet, or not yet?
Yeah, I would say we have. I think against DFL we had everybody right, and then
Okay.
against Evolution we were missing Dula, but for the most part we've had almost all of our guys for a lot of games.
Okay, because obviously, I mean, as you guys know, in a very competitive league, you have to get that chemistry going, right?
Yeah,
Even though you're saying you're playing with boys, it's a different mindset when you're playing open gym, compared to a very competitive league. And I'm a prime example. I mean, I play open gym twice a week, but when I play in the league, after 3 minutes, I'm exhausted. I'm running up and down that court once or twice. I'm dead. I'm calling for a sub, and I don't know if it's just the atmosphere or the competitive that nature that we provide, but it's different playing in a very competitive league, right? And as you've noticed, I mean, alhamdulillah, you guys have been successful for a couple of years now, and as you can see, every year it's just getting better, stronger, and just teams are just stacking their squads, right? It could be because of the Champions League in Dallas, or it's just people with pride, right? And Ali, you said this is your third team you
Uh,
played with, or
so first 2 years, first I've been with the Brawl for the first 2 seasons. I mean every
so
season.
you just follow wherever he goes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
Realize that you were a bar's little guy, huh? Udonis Haslem Wade.
He definitely would love to hear that.
I brought him back to the pillars, so I did my job.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So Bart was originally with the Pillars. I don't remember that.
Before CMBL, we used to play in like a lot of
Okay.
tournaments and leagues together. So yeah.
We traveled with a brar. We played in a tournament in San Francisco with a brar.
Really?
A few years
Okay,
ago.
nice.
Yeah, we
And
thought it was
good.
the future. Then there was a schism, but now we're back.
Yeah, trust me, I know all about that. leaving the team that you started with.
That's funny. But I mean, one thing to add, I think I just think every game is really tough. Like no matter who you play, you have every possession matters. You the margin for error for most games is just like lower, even if you might be the better team. I think like this whole season we really struggled to shoot, which is supposed to be our strong suit, and we've actually
Yeah.
played defense pretty well, which like theoretically should be our weakness. Is we're pretty small. And so, I mean, the goal in the regular season is kind of build up, try to play like process over results, try to get to the right process, and so that when we get to the playoffs, like we have a chance to win 3 in a row. And
For sure.
I think like sure we'd love to be 6-2 or whatever 5-1, but um, I'm okay with where we are. And
Okay.
I think we have enough room to like at our height. I think we can compete with anybody.
For sure.
Yeah,
I can tell you why you guys struggling in shooting. I
Tell
can
me.
give you a prime example why you're struggling. You're missing one player.
Oh,
You want to talk about that?
yeah, of course. Yalla.
All right.
So there's rumors. There's a video that gets posted like every month or two. That kind of happened late last year. First round in the
What could you
playoffs.
be talking about?
Apparently, after that video came out, a certain player left and had to go through like a whole, I mean, we interviewed him last week. He's like, I have to read the Quran before I go to sleep. He had to go to like an escape through, like, he needed to calm himself down.
What's Pally's record?
I think better than you guys, no?
No,
I
no.
don't think so, and we beat them. So
Ellie is 3-3 right now.
Okay.
Pretty close.
who did
It's
they
like
play
the
this
same.
week?
3-3, and you guys are 4-3. Okay. I like that, but that's funny because we love creating that competitive friend nature, right? The environment where you can talk smack about the other player, but listen, you might end up going to dinner with them after the game, right?
Yeah.
And talking about that, Ali, what happened between you and Farhan last week? You wanna kind of let us know what happened there, the inside scoop?
No, I mean, the way I play is like I'm not maybe the most skilled player, but I play hard. I play defense, and a little bit of it is the mental
Farhan
game.
said you didn't play any defense at all, so just letting you know.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I played terrible. That game's on me. Like I played terrible. I think Shizzy had 25. That was my matchup. I played terrible. So, I mean, I'm man enough to take it on my chin and say like, I'm part of the reason why we lost. And they were missing a lot of their team. We've lost to a team that played Hamza Bassi 40 minutes. So, that's on us. But that's on us. But we'll be better. And I'd love to see him again. They were missing some good players. Noah, one of the best defensive players in the league. My boy Zane. Waleed can give you 20 any game. So they're missing a lot. And I mean, they have probably the best duo in the league in Ali and Bassett. So, I mean, we respect them, but we'd love to have another shot at them again too. So
are you saying Five Pillars doesn't have a team manager?
Team manager? No, we don't have a team manager.
Everyone plays?
We have roles, yeah.
Okay. All right.
No one's on the team.
Take shots, Haron? You trying to take shots?
I didn't say team manager. You said that.
But listen, Farhan, when he knew that you're coming on, he really wanted to get on. He's like, I got to go back and forth with him. I gave him the opportunity, but he got busy. But
I wish he was here. I'd love to have a conversation with him. But no, Farhan's an OG. I respect his game a lot. I think he's probably, he's older now, but he's probably still one of the smartest players in the league. He's still a great shot blocker, still a great defender. He loves running that zone, which doesn't work that much anymore. But he's a really smart player. and I know him from like mobile. We play pickup, so I have respect for him. So it was just a little fun battle, and he got the better of me. But we'll
Listen,
see each other again.
every coach says the only time you play zone is when you can't guard someone man to man. So is that what you're saying about Farhan?
We'll see. Play that zone again. Just we'll match up again. We're gonna win.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You might meet them in the playoffs. So inshallah, we'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Trust me, I'll make it work.
All right. If you want to put us in a seeding week again, we'll play him again.
You might end up,
We're not ducking any smoke.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I mean, obviously, Shahzad is going to touch up on some games that happened last week, and just give us your ideas and thoughts of Well, actually, let me ask you guys this: Five Pillars, I think, is one of the few teams that does not like the Elam ending. Can you guys
Yeah.
explain why?
Well, see, are you going to do Elon for the playoffs this year? That's my question.
No. Playoffs, no. Playoffs will be a straight 4 quarters.
But if you like Elam so much, why don't you use it for when it really matters in the playoffs? Is my question.
Because let me put it this way: Elam. So the reason why we have Elam ending is we don't want teams to hold the ball, especially when they're up by 10 or 15, right? Playoffs, you're hoping it's the top 12 teams are participating. Every game should be close. So you want strategy in the sense that you want people to, to strategize how they're going to score and whatnot, right? And during the season, it's more of, listen, we don't want the last 10 minutes to just be people fooling around. Let's just end the game as quick as possible. If it's a blowout, have the better team win. And usually the better team is going to win, right? In the playoffs, we want upsets, right? You want teams who, because again, we're doing the same thing we did last year where you're playing all the playoff games in one day, right? You're playing up to 3 games if you make it to the finals, right? So there might be a few upsets. There might be teams that strategize a little bit better. There might be teams that get some lucky shots. So we want it to be just a standard game in the playoffs and just the best team wins. So
Yeah, I mean, because I was going to say, if you had Elam for playoffs, you would have never had the shot that ended the pillars. So,
well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the one that gets. I think it's our most viewed video ever. So
yeah. I mean, I watch it all the time. It's a great shot. It's a
It
great
is.
shot. But,
And Anas made a great play just before that too.
He did.
What you guys?
yeah, the layup on,
Najee, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Najee hit the free throw, the and one before that. So I mean, the last 30 seconds of the game, you thought the game was over, but yeah, you basically had 3 game winners. So
I mean, I think some of our team feels probably more strongly than me about Elam versus regulation. I think there's downsides and upsides to both. But I was talking to a couple guys, and we think the reason why we prefer just a normal 4 quarters is because there's that late game pressure in like a final 2 minutes where you can't just hold the, like you said, you can just hold the ball. You can't hold the ball. There's a shot clock. You have to put up a shot. You have to try and get a good shot within a specific time limit. And you can't just rest. Whereas Elam, you can take your time. You can just keep passing it around until you finally get a good shot or someone makes a simple mistake. But then on the other side, like I've seen some crazy games this year. I think it was Ball Family versus, I think they're called Ayub's team. Is it Evolution or Revolution?
Evolution, yeah.
Evolution, yeah. Where I think they were up 15 or 20 going into Elam, and then I think Hargrove just took over, and they came back and won. So, like, I mean, you wouldn't see that in a regular game.
And I mean, listen, I might have a biased opinion about it because I'm the one that introduced it to CMBL, but I love that every game ends on a made basket, right? And you are going to, I mean, and listen, even though you guys keep on saying you don't like it, I see that raw emotion when you guys make that game winner. It's just raw emotions, right? And we catch on video. So me personally, I love it that every game ends on a game winner in the sense, right? But you are right. Obviously, listen, every rule, every concept, everything has its positives and negatives. So I'm not going to beat you guys down because you don't like it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And we definitely want everyone's opinions on what we do. So.
Yeah, from what I noticed, it's more like a 50-50 split between Elam and, actual 40 minutes a game, right? But
yeah, definitely. But Abdullah, I think you guys are missing a few players from years previous, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple big losses. I think Essity is the loudest one. Which
Not the best, the loudest.
No. Look, I got a lot of
Let's put it
love.
out there.
I want it to be clear. I got a lot of love for Essity. I think like we played together in so many things, and he really helped us win. And he like took what I think was a strength of ours, which is our shooting, and like really took it to a next level because he is such a great shooter. And it was like a seamless fit. So it was awesome, and I'm really happy for him on Pelly. I think that team is really good, and
They
I
are
think he
they're
was
they're a strong
kind of a
team.
perfect fit for them too. So like, I got it's all love. It's funny to banter, but like I do want to make sure to give him like his credit. But another like one of the guys we're missing that like really goes under the like no one talks about is Ubaid. Ubaid was huge for us. He was like
Yes.
He was
a
your defensive.
connector that played both sides. He was the only person kind of other than Enes who gave us like real rim pressure, attacking from the rim. And we really miss him. The way he plays is just it's again perfect for us, fits our style, and it's really hard to replace him. I We don't have one guy who can do what he does, and so inshallah we'll get him back at some point. But
Just
But
fly him out
it
every weekend.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned Obeid because I've always respected his game. I saw him as a positionless player, right? And the reason why I say that is he will be your point guard if you need him to be, your shooting guard, your rim protector. I mean, mashallah, like his hops were it's like a unique, right? Like you wouldn't think he could jump that high, but and then you're like, where the hell did that come from, right? So, and aggressive defense, smart on offense, right? So he is that perfect positionless player that I respect a lot because typically your best players they have a position, right? Like you're saying, Esad is a shooter, Enes is a point guard, right? Like you'll know people who play their positions, right? But with Abeid, I do feel like you guys are missing him, and I think a lot of teams I think made a lot of sacrifices this year to try to replace players with who they thought were better players, but it's not always the case. It's more of you need that right fit, right? Like Ali said, like he's not giving you 30 points a game, but he fits, right? He does what you guys need him to do, right? You do what five pillars needs to do. Like every team needs players like that, and you need a bench, right? And you guys notice that a bench, especially in the playoffs, is huge, right? And kind of seeing what happened last week with a few teams who dropped late games because they relied too much on their starters, and then it just gets to the point where they're tired at the end, right? And I think Shahzad will touch up on a few games that were close and then just blowouts because of that. You want to talk about that, Shahzad? A few games from last week.
Yeah. So I mean, we touched with your game against Ruckus, right? But you guys played a doubleheader last week, so I think you guys played Green Bay Ballers, which ended up being a pretty close game as well, if I remember correctly. Um,
It was pretty close, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about that.
You guys went 1-1, right? Yeah,
No one, yeah.
yeah. And
But
I
there
do
were also
notice that another
okay.
close game, which I don't think was supposed to be, was Baba Amro and Don't Blink. Baba Amro is the young, athletic purple team,
Hmm.
Uh,
right? And Don't Blink is the kind of the yellow team, right?
yeah, we played
And the
Don't.
reason,
We played
yeah, and
them.
the reason why I'm saying it shouldn't have been a close game is just Baba Amno has been very competitive with higher tier teams and
Yeah.
blowing out lower tier teams. I think Don't Blink had only one win or two wins coming into that game. That game kind of caught me off guard in the sense that I thought Baba Amno just I think played down to the competition, right?
Um,
And then even another game that was
yeah,
very high scoring
Pali Ali
was
versus Lish Shabab kind of
yeah.
surprised me. That was really close. I think your former teammate missed you guys because I think he only scored 6 points in that game.
Yeah, he was mad after the game. He was arguing with one of his teammates.
I think
I know
both.
you want to put it out there, Ali. It's okay.
I think to be honest, it shows really the depth of the league. Like
Yeah.
those teams, like I mean, Don't Blink has Elliot, they have Jay, they have Mohamed
Miracle.
Salama.
Yeah.
Like they have some players, and then the Lishabab team. I mean, Ali, Chunky Kyrie, and like that. Like it, it's there's no free wins. I don't
No.
think like every game you kind of have to battle. And yes, like there are teams that are just might have less talent or like the fit might not work that well, but you can't walk in like missing guys or like just thinking you're just going to win by 40 because it is pretty hard in this league. The point differentials across the board are really low. I mean, like
Yeah.
your Welcome's one of the best teams in the league, and I think they're like, you know, 500, and they have a point differential close to zero. I mean,
Yeah.
that's hard. It just shows, this league is hard.
It is. It is. So
Right.
obviously, other than you guys, who do you guys see as a top three team right now? Right. I mean, I don't want to put you guys on, on a platform where you have to talk about yourself. But what three teams that you think could make it to the final four?
I mean, I think the two clear favorites are PYP and Ruckus.
Uh huh.
And then a sleeper team that I think, like we've said, like you can't take any team easily. And I think a lot of people probably look at their roster and don't really they're not that impressed. But I'm impressed by the way they play. Is DFL. I think DFL is a really scrappy team. I really respect the way they play. Musab's a really up and coming young player. He plays hard. His brother pretty much guards 1 to 5. Like you can put him on a center and he won't. Maybe he'll give up some points, but he's going to play hard.
I
Hamid's
used to play against their father.
yeah.
That shows you how old I am. I used to play against their father, and we used to have beef back in the day, DFL and out of lockdown. So
I remember. I
They
remember.
took the name of their
they
dad's
did.
team.
They did,
Man,
yeah.
that's amazing. Is that
That's a
there's
legacy, man. That's a legacy right there.
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It's cool.
for sure. And it's funny, Ali. You mentioned DFL. I mean, they are 5-1. Looking at that roster, I don't think they would have been 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's all about players fitting their roles, right? I mean, they got players on the team that. I mean, Key is a baller. I'm not gonna say anything other than that, man. That man can play game, right? He is a high flyer, very aggressive on defense, very lengthy, but very humble from what I see, right? I mean, he might be talking a lot during the game, but subhanallah, after the game, before, I mean, he's a very humbled guy. He doesn't talk smack to players, and he just keeps his game, doing all the talking, right? Um, for me personally, I guess no. Let me ask you, Abdullah, who's your top three right now that you think?
Outside of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think we deserve to be in the conversation, to be honest. Not right now. I think Ruckus PYP, from what they've done, they got to be respected. For me, it's hard. Like, there's a few teams that after that, I think the drop off is tough. Like, I think You're Welcome for me is really good. They have a ton of talent. They made a deep run last year. The pieces, I think, fit well together.
They do.
Like, that's probably if I were to pick one. But, like, I think Pally Elite is pretty good. I think Beard Gang is pretty good. I think, like, there's a lot of teams going for that, 3-4 spot that I think
Yeah.
could be interesting.
So you're not. So you don't think there's a clear favorite right now?
Favorite to win it?
Yeah.
It's the
It's
I mean,
I
other
the,
than
think
5 players, obviously.
no. I think it's the top two. Like, I think it's so tough. Like, it's either the team is PYP. Like, I think they got a deeper team than Ruckus does. But when you look at the firepower of Ruckus, like, they got a lot of firepower. And I think there's a drop off between, just in terms of expectation, from those two teams to the rest of the league. And how they've performed has been consistent. Like, they've been every week. They've had tough schedules and they've played consistent. Everyone else has got, two or more losses, or like some question marks because maybe this is their first year playing in the league. So yeah, and I haven't seen a lot of Ball Family, so I just haven't watched enough of them to like really know how they play. I know they
Yeah.
got some players like obviously with Key and Saeed and stuff like that. So I don't mean to like leave them out. I just haven't watched too much of them this year.
Okay. So we talked about your top three teams. Who are your top three players right now? I mean, there's obviously the main suspects that we all know, but who's your top three that you guys think, who deserve to be MVP, or even a dark horse that kind of gets in that discussion that, man, this guy can ball, or even surprises, right? Me personally, Ali, we keep saying, Chunky Kyrie from Le Shabab. Listen, man, we played him the first game. We
I think
played him
it's
the
what
first
Ali
game.
saw it.
Man, the guy,
I
I
guess.
think, dropped maybe 12 threes on us, and we're just sitting like, how, right? But and then you do research, you're like, wait, this guy's not just a random ball. He played organized ball. He played college ball. So
Yeah.
there are
He played
players that you're
college
sitting
ball.
there, you're like, man, these guys are ballers, and you just wouldn't realize it, right? So who do you have?
I mean, my favorite for MVP is Ali Sabit. I think his game kind of speaks for himself, and playing on that game on Friday, and pretty much every time we've gone up against him, we're like if we want to win, we got to get the ball out of his hands, and we throw blitzes at him, we throw doubles at him, and he still finds a way to impact the game at a high level. He hit some insane middies over like double teams last week, so he's a great player. I think he's the favorite. Number two, I'm gonna go with Isam. I think he's had an insane impact on winning. I think
Over
he's a great.
Shafiq, really?
Has Shafiq played every game this season?
He's played a few. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm gonna give it to the guy who's played all the games for them.
Okay.
I think
I just-
Shafiq missed one game, to be honest.
Okay, I mean, Shafiq's one of the best players of like all time in like the Chicago Muslim community. But I'm gonna go with Isam. I think he's been a big addition for them. I think it's his first season with them, but since he's joined them, they've won Thakat, they won NMBT, they won like the
Yeah.
Macro League. So he's had a huge impact on winning over with PYP. So I'm gonna put him two, and then three, I'm gonna put Adnan. I think I don't think CMBL's seen the best of him. I think he's the best big in the league. He's not even like a true big. He's almost like a wing, but I play in a couple leagues with him, and he brings the ball up with us as like a starting five. So I think people in CMBL haven't even seen like his full skill. So I'm excited to see what he keeps doing.
It's funny you mentioned Adnan because he's a double machine, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned I think he's forced to play big, but he's
Mhm.
more of a wing player, right?
Yeah.
So, but he will give you those 12, 13 rebounds, 17, 18 points a game. He was one of my top two picks for my all-star team, and
Mhm.
he was a great pick for me. But
Yeah.
man, but you are right. I mean, Ali, he he doesn't force anything, right?
Mhm.
And you mentioned you guys were throwing blitzing at him. You guys were throwing, your bigs at him, your smalls at him, your fast guys, your strong guys. But Ali's just a smart player, right? And you could tell the guy has been playing organized ball for years and well coached wherever he went, right?
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, man, he could translate his game to exactly what he needs for Ruckus to win, right? He has that great mid-range shot where he'll just pull up at the elbow and just hit it over anyone that guards him, right? Bringing up the ball, he'll be smart about it. And they got another point guard on the team, Noah, right, who kind of sits back if he has to. But Ali is that engine that makes that team run. And for me, an MVP has to be a player that if you take him off that team will not do good. And I think Ali is my clear favorite right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I kind of have to agree because I mean, I was debating between him and Shafiq. I was thinking, you take Shafiq off PYP, they're still a really good team that's probably going to win 90% of their games, right? Shafiq just adds that 10% or 9%. You take Ali out of Ruckus, especially the way they're playing this year. I feel like they're lost every time he sits on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to discredit a lot of those Ruckus players.
I mean, they're all good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
They're playing
I
with,
think
you do. Let's be real.
I discredit some of them, but like I think people like Bassa would step up. I think Zane's the most underrated player in the league, to be honest. Like I see him sitting on the bench every week, and I'm like, just get in the game, bro. Like he's like an energizer bunny. He'll get you steals. He'll run the lane. He's a knockdown shooter. He probably shoots. I play with him in IBL. He probably shoots only like 5-6 shots a game, but he'll only miss one time the whole game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think he's very underrated, and like he's just a really good team player. So he'll just sit there and he won't complain. But if he played, like people would really see.
He definitely is a spark plug, man. And I've known him for over 15 years, and he's always been that 3-point corner shooter. He's always been that fast break machine who just goes up and down the court. Just he is a spark plug, man. And I don't know if he still plays that same game because he's a little bit older now, but he definitely is that spark plug. Where you are right, man. Seeing him sitting on the bench just doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's a rotation that Farhan tries to run or what it is, but
I
man,
mean,
you gotta play your players, Farhan,
people's friends need to get minutes. So it is what
and
it is.
team managers. So.
Yeah.
Like two guys who haven't been mentioned, I think just I really like Abdullah Badwan and Oates in the conversation as like one of the best players in the league because they both play both sides and they are real like I think either one of them can be like the best defender and they're also the offensive engine for their team and I like you take either one off their team and they go from like being one of the contenders to struggling to make the playoffs.
Yeah. And then one of my dark horse is actually Amar from Baba Amro. Like we knew that kid's gonna be good. We didn't think he'd be that good this young. Like
That's a big
they
man.
started out like 4-0, 4-1, something like that.
Yeah,
And he was the main reason for it. And it's not like they were beating bad teams; they were beating some pretty good teams as well.
for sure.
Is he the big man on that
He's
team?
he's the young black uh, kid, but not the
Very
super
very
skinny.
He's
lengthy.
like a skinny wing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I know what you guys are talking about. Okay.
not the one with the long hair, but the one with the short hair. But
They have a lot of
I think they're
like.
actually cousins. So
Okay.
are they cut? I thought all three were brothers or something like that.
were they? Okay, okay. I know they're all related somehow. You got
Yeah,
Amar, you got Zaki, and I forgot, and Ibrahim. I think so.
Zayd and yeah,
Yeah.
Amar.
But so there's a few games coming up this week that I want to touch base on. I think you guys are actually off, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you guys are off. So one game I want, or a few games I want to touch up on is Beard Gang and the Ball family. They're both middle pack. I think they both play different types of games. Beard Gang is more of an inside game. Ball family is your 3-point shooting team, right? I personally think I could see Ball family pulling away in this one just because of the fact I can see them out shooting Beard Gang. But Beard Gang has defenders that can guard all five players. You got Abdullah, you got the Badwan brothers, right? You got Guillermo, who's just a baller, right? But I think I can see Ball family pulling away just because of their shooting. I also have DFL and PYP playing a good game as well. I can see DFL pulling the upset only because I just don't like PYP, so I'm gonna pull them for the win. Listen, I'll never pick Osman to win anything, right? So you can put them against my team, one Umma. I'm still gonna call the upset with one Umma beating them. So just to let you guys know. But what do you guys think of some of the matchups going up this week?
I think one underrated game will be Evolution versus Ruckus. Evolution is actually, they've been on a hot streak now. Now that they kind of learned how to win games at the end, and Adnan versus Farhan, maybe he'll create that Ali Farhan rivalry. But
Adnan's not a trash talker, but if Farhan guards him, he's giving him 30.
I can see him give him a triple double. Watch that.
I mean, that's a good game. All three of those games are good.
we also
Evolution, I think if Shaw comes, it's going to be a really good game. And then whoever comes from Ruckus, if they've got like the Ali and Bassett duo, it'll be a good game on. Like they'll be able to compete. I think so. We played against both teams. Evolution, they have a lot of size. They can their guys can switch 1 to 5. They can guard pretty much everyone on the court, and they're a scrappy team. I think their starters are Ahmed, Abbasi, Adnan, Shaw, and probably Ayub.
yeah.
So I mean, they play hard. They play scrappy, and they'll get away with like not dirty, but they'll get away with a lot of stuff that maybe some of the refs won't call. And that's the way you got to play. You got to do whatever it takes to win. But Ruckus obviously has that firepower. In that game, I'd probably pick Ruckus. What do you think, Dula?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. They match up interesting. They match up well. The Ruckus firepower is kind of hard, and like I don't know who guards Ali again. Like I mean I don't know who guards Ali in the league, but like my guess, I feel like you need some size and strength on him. And like Ahmed's a great defender, but he's a little bit shorter. I could see him just get right to a spot, kind of shoot over him. And so I would lean Ruckus there.
I think they'll put Shaw on him if he comes. Abrar thinks he's like a top 3 defender in the league.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Abrar keeps telling me. I haven't seen him play enough to really say that. I mean, my top defenders are like Oates, Noah, and then dark horse is Sarsour. If we're talking about top defenders in the league. But yeah, I mean, I think Ali, no matter who you put on him, he's going to get his. To be honest.
Well, I guess I want to touch base on what you just mentioned with defensive MVPs. I mean, you mentioned your 3; those are definitely my 3 so far as well. But Sarsour with his length, man, I think he'll give any guard trouble, but he could guard a big as well. Othman is just, man, that guy is quick, man. He's Speedy Gonzalez, man. He'll get you. He'll guard your point guard and make it as hard as possible to run that offense. and Noah, man, he is that smart coach on the court, right?
Hmm.
He'll definitely guard your best player, but also let everyone know, where they need to be on defense. For me personally, I think I got Sarsur taking the MVP award right now for defensive MVP so far at the midway. But the other two definitely will give him his money. So
We haven't had like a marquee game where someone as a defender has done something that's made
Yeah.
like I remember a couple years ago, like in one of the tournaments, like Noah held Sabit maybe to 0 or something. It was like very so like you have
yeah,
that marquee moment where you're like, oh,
yeah,
this guy's the depoy. And if I don't know if Pally Lee ever matches up with Ruckus, it seems kind of like it might be kind of hard now with the season almost done. Like that could be helpful to see, to really see that defense there. He's got the tools for sure. I mean, when you're big, he's athletic. He can move. Who did he guard when he played Art when we played them the first week? Did he
Usher.
guard Ox?
He
Yeah.
guarded Usher. Yeah.
Okay. That was Ox's best game, but I think it was mostly. I don't think it was mostly on Saussure. I think it was mostly on. I think David started on him or something. But so yeah, I mean he's a tough he's a good defender. He's a tough defender.
for sure, definitely. Listen, I don't want to take too much of your time, and I definitely want to thank you guys for being here today. Alhamdulillah. Got some inside scoop on five pillars, inside scoop on Asadi, of course, and a few players who did not play this year because they just couldn't with Ubaid and whatnot. So we definitely want to thank you guys for coming here this evening. Want to give it a shout out again to Five Pillars and but also KXP. The wonderful work you guys are doing. For anyone that's watching this, if you need to register a team for their upcoming King of the Court tournament, definitely register for that. Speak with Abdullah directly about that. It is a very competitive tournament. I've been to a few of them, watching them, and it's a very competitive tournament that you guys would definitely want to be a part of, and it's definitely fun. Shahzad, thank you for stepping in for Omer. He's probably out playing ball right now, but it is what it is. Want to give definitely a shout out to our sponsor, Fatima Brand. Many of you guys know them locally and nationally as well. Alhamdulillah. Without them this year and even years prior to this, they have been a huge sponsor of ours, and they just love the work that we do, and we love the work that they do. Alhamdulillah locally. Shahzad, you want to say anything? Any of you guys, Ali, Abdullah, anything good, bad?
No, I mean, thanks for having us. And if Farhan shows up, I'd love to come back and talk to him.
We'll invite you
Yeah,
again for sure.
yeah, all right, sounds good.
He was ducking you. He was ducking you.
He
See?
was.
I
He
had some
was.
stuff to ask him.
You can always relay the
Listen,
message.
he sent me a few texts like, "Are you sure Ali's showing up? Because if he is, I can't be on there." I was like, "I'll check."
Thank you guys. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you
Hope
guys.
you guys enjoy your
Shahzad?
bye week.
Yep.
I will take it. The 2 by weeks. Eid 2. Oh, early Eid Mubarak.
Yep. You guys too, inshallah, man. Eid Mubarak to you guys as well.
Eid Mubarak.
All right.
For sure.
Thank you guys.
Assalamu alaikum, guys.